Hello, everybody. I think well, it is 10 o'clock, so we are ready to go. I am Pastor Scott Cruz, and this video is specifically to the vegans. And I double checked, and you guys call yourselves vegans, I guess. So I guess I'm not, crossing any lines there. And so I wanted to say a few things. Number one, as far as the stuff that I posted, honestly, the first thing one I did with my kid in the garage, that was supposed to be a video of a parody of a cooking video like what they do on YouTube. And I've been doing that just to kind of have fun with the church and trying to get summertime is tough for the church, so you try to pull your people in and engage them a little more. And so that is, and I'll be doing that Tuesday too. We're going to be having videos with the pig, which I guess is going to offend people, but it's supposed to be a parody cooking video, not an offend people video. I'm still going to do that. Now the Wilbur thing, you got to know, I have a sense of humor that just kind of happens sometimes. And the reality is, if that Wilbur joke offends you, the Rock Church isn't the place for you. I'm positive that people in my church sometimes I go a little too far, and it's kind of who I am. We are a really different church. We got to know about Rock Church is a church for people that don't like church. Everything about it is different than any church that you've probably ever been to. And it's super casual. It's funny. But what we don't pull our punches on is our faith, and we take that incredibly seriously. And some of the criticism I've gotten that was pretty repeated is that, man, I'm just I'm concerned about the stars. Well, I am concerned about the stars. I'm gonna give you the how this happened. I've been gone all week. I've been off the grid. It's been hard to get internet where I've been. And so I haven't even read all the comments, not even close. Just people tell me what's been said and stuff, and I didn't see some of them, But my wife called, sent me a message, hey, your pig video is blowing up. The vegans are, coming at you. And so I was in a tent in Devil's Lake, trying to get internet connection. And at first, if this is me, and I'm so sorry, but I'm be honest with you. You can hate me if you want, but I thought it was pretty funny at first, and I didn't respond to any of them because one thing about me, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to go back and forth and tit for tat. I've never convinced anybody to my point of view by arguing. I will have a conversation with you, and we can see where we disagree, and we can define those things and still respect each other after we define those lines. I'll do that, and that's what I will be doing on Sunday, actually. I am going to, because we do have a fundamental difference of opinion, with a lot of vegans, depending on how you define vegans, I guess. And I'm going to unpack that more on Sunday, okay? So, and that's another thing, too. I never, ever had people come at me with as much hate as what I got. And I did delete that video at first, and then I reposted it again after I had time to think about it. And the reason I deleted it was because my fear is not that people think I'm cool. It's that if someone doesn't have a relationship with the Lord and they're checking out churches and they look at Rock Church's page and they look over and they say 3 out of 5 stars, what a loser church is that? And then they don't dig any deeper to find out why those stars were left. That is a concern with me, because what you have to understand about me and Rock Church is one of my core values, and I preach on it every January, and one of my most important core values is I will do anything short of sin to tell somebody about Christ. And so I do edgier things. I do different things. I am more aggressive than other people. That is totally the truth. And that's who I am. And because I'm not interested in just convincing Christians who go to another church to come to my church. I'm interested in getting new Christians. Rock Church, and I use the word proud. I'm proud that at Rock Church, at least 80% of the people who attend our church did not attend a church before. That's not typical with church plants. That's not typical of any church. And that is us. Why? Because we are doing things differently. I am more aggressive. I have a sense of humor that makes people go, "Whoa, really? He said that?" And so I'll be honest with you, and I appreciate now that I had no idea it was going to be offensive like it was. Not a clue. I have been educated that there is a vegan community who are as sensitive as any community that you can get to. And that's the wrong word, sensitive. I don't want to make you mad by making it seem like you're sensitive. Who feel as passionately about a point as vegans do. Honestly, I didn't know. I didn't know. Will I be more sensitive and careful in the future of that kind of thing? Yeah, I will, because I'm not out to offend people. And now, I'm not a perfect guy. When that hate started coming in, my first response was, this is really funny, until I saw the stars going down, which was a good tactic on your part, I guess, if you were trying to hurt us. Because it did, because someone who doesn't know the backstory, they're going to look at that and they're going to think I'm something I'm not, because people who didn't even know me left a bunch of reviews, and so that, you did hurt me. And now I know that I can turn that off if I want. I don't want to, because like I said in the interview yesterday, it was, so many of my friends and church people, they shared what the church means to them. And I tell you, that just blessed my heart so much. I can't even tell you how much. I love our people. I love the ministry. But I'll do anything short of sin to tell somebody about Christ. That's what drives me. So that brings me another point. This whole situation, when I got up, the first night I was pretty discouraged. Like, what am I going to do? My stars are going down. I slept on it. The next morning I woke up and I thought, I think this might be a good thing. And that's when I embraced it, and that's when I did my live video. And I read the mean comments. Now, was that mocking the people? Maybe, but I was just reading what you wrote, and it brings up another point that I want to address. There are some reasonable vegans. They have a worldview. They're not pushy about it. They feel very sincere about it. And I can respect that. The problem is that your voice gets lost in the shuffle of the hate. And that same thing happens to me. When I come to somebody and I tell somebody that, hey, I'm a pastor and I want to this and that, and they look at me and they know I'm a pastor, they immediately think I'm a bigot, they think I'm a homophobe, they think I'm a right-wing conservative extremist. They think they know me just because of my title. And I'm sorry, you vegans got the same problem. You have got loud voices that get out there and make you look bad, and then if you do have a message, it gets completely lost. And so that's why I take every opportunity to build a relationship with people so they get to know me, so they can hear about my message. Let's bring another thing. I mentioned before that I don't argue. I have never argued somebody into faith. I've never, it never happened. But I have won people to faith who differed, in my opinion, wildly. And I'm not even going to say the kinds of people, because that would erupt a whole nother conversation. But I have had wonderful, beautiful success in ministering to people who are profoundly different than me, because I wrapped our relationship up in unconditional love. And what that means is I care about you, I love you, and I hope that this never gets in the way of our friendship. And then you can agree to disagree. And now I have seen a lot, more than most people that I hang out with who are ministers, come to faith who started out in different walks of life that wasn't compatible with Christian faith. And they've come to faith not because I argued with them, not because I browbeat them or shamed them, but because they knew me. And the Holy Spirit, we believe in the Bible that the Holy Spirit draws somebody to himself. The Holy Spirit is much better than I am at drawing people to himself. He's much better than I am at convicting sin. So if you come to the Rock, I very rarely mention different sins. I preach against sin. I preach the Bible, but I don't want to mention specific sins, because this guy over here might be dealing with some little sin that nobody would think is a sin, but God is convicting them. And somebody over here might be dealing with a terrible sin that God, and so I don't want to say a sin, because I don't want, he didn't mention my sin, so I don't even do that. And so I guess my point is the old expression, that you get more flies with honey. By the way, someone's criticizing my sermon, when pigs fly. That's an expression, and it's about miracles. God still does miracles. By the way, if you're posting things, I'm not going to be going through the comments, because I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just not going to do it. But I will dialogue. If you want to come to church, become my friend. I'm incredibly curious to understand people's worldviews and things, but I won't argue with you. Even that conversation, if it becomes a contest, I'll pull out because it doesn't do any good. Because I haven't read it, but I see people posting stuff and things. And let me say this too. Tomorrow, I should have led with this. Tomorrow we are going to be having a picnic after church. And so come to church, hear what I got to say, because we do have a fundamental difference in belief. With some vegans, not all maybe. I don't know everybody, I guess, but just like you can't stereotype all Christians. But with a lot, and reading from the comments, I think that our difference of opinion hinges on one really important principle that we really do differ on. And so I just want to encourage you to come tomorrow. I am going to have vegan burgers tomorrow. I thought, that's something that I can do, that is easy to do. By the way, I ate vegan for about a year. It was a health thing, and there's reasons why I quit that, and now I'm eating a specific diet again, and things. And so I'm not against whatever. Anyway, but for my Christian friends, for my church people, this is a message to vegans, but can I just tell you, for the most part, anybody that actually attended Rock Church, as far as I could see, you guys have been good. I mean, you haven't bowed down to the dirt, and you haven't resorted to the name calling, whatever. There have been some who were defending me, who kind of got crass and things, and as far as I know, they're not normal attenders, and some of the people said, I attend Rock Church, but I don't even believe in God, and that's the beauty of Rock Church. That blesses me so much. I'm not going to say any names or anything, nor am I going to say the name of the vegan group who has put this together, because I don't want to cause you guys problems with that either, but we're a church where you can come and your lifestyle can differ wildly than a Christian lifestyle, and you can still be family. That's really, which is right, ironic that I would garner so much hate, because I'm the most accepting guy you'll find, which anyway. But tomorrow we will be having a picnic after church, hamburgers and hot dogs, because I forgot about the picnic and didn't have any time to put anything easier together. So hamburgers and hot dogs tomorrow. But I'll just grab a couple of boxes of vegan burgers. There's no cost, and actually just see, when you come to church tomorrow, and again, I hope you come, and church people, I just encourage you, because we have to be more polite than other Christians, because they'll lump us in with the legalistic jerks. And there are pastors out there that are legalistic, judgmental, shame-mongering jerks. And that's the reality of it. So we got to be twice as good to overcome that bad reputation. So if you're a Christian and you come to Rock Church tomorrow, if I hear you arguing in the hall, I'm going to stop you. I'm the pastor there. I'm the one that's I'm going to answer before Jesus for what I allow in church. Same thing if the other side wants to be obnoxious, you're not going to stay there either. It's in churches, it's not if someone disrupts, you can have them removed. I don't think it's going to happen. Hopefully anybody, it had to be someone really unreasonable to want to cause problems. But I would absolutely, wouldn't it be cool if we had vegans as a part of our church, and we could look back at this experience and say, look what God did, and we could agree to disagree on some things and just be family, because that's what you got to do with family. The thing is, with family, you're stuck with them, and that's why we want Rock Church to be family. We're going to disagree, we're going to get mad at each other, we're going to hurt each other's feelings, we're going to offend each other, but you're family, so you stay together. So if you're out there and you're a vegan, I'm not perfect. Some people said that I said my mouth moves faster than my head sometimes. And I can apologize for this. The Nazi thing, that was just a joke. Tongue in cheek. I don't think anybody out there is a Nazi. It came out of my mouth faster and so I can apologize for that. The first video, to be honest with you, I still don't see how it was bad. I made a little joke about Wilbur, it's funny because it was a children's character. If that offends you, Rock Church is not the church for you, you know. Now I did take him down, you know, and I put him back up. The event thing with the pig, part of it is because that pig thing that we're doing, we're not going to have enough food. It's really not for. It was never intended for the wide world. I mean, we'll do our best to feed you if you come out and figure it out. But it's we can handle more on Sundays. But well, now I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. I do that a lot too, by the way. So honestly, I'm gonna make jokes like that again. I'll probably even call the kid Wilbur on Tuesday, the pig. I'll call the pig Wilbur on Tuesday when I'm doing it. Someone's gonna criticize. They'll criticize that little slip of the tongue. That's how petty it is. Anyway, sorry. There's a little bit of cynicism in me about this, and that bleeds out. I'm human. I can't help it. You know, my initial reaction, I want to hit back, but I know that handling things, it's not the best way to do it. Now, the second one, where we're advertising the event, where there was somebody sent me a personal message. Sorry, I thought it was hate. Well, I don't know how you interpret that stuff any other way. Again, I think that the reasonable vegans were lost in the message, you know, because there were some idiots out there that just went to the most vile things they could think of right away. And they are idiots, just like there's Christian idiots who make my job harder. And so I sympathize with you for that. I truly do. The second one, that had like Wilbur going to hell and things, come tomorrow. I might have another side to that to tell tomorrow, but I got to ask somebody's permission first that makes that actually. But I totally get that would raise some eyebrows. I find it, you know, I don't think God is that uptight. And again, tomorrow I'm going to unpack why animals are not the same as humans. You know, but I kind of get how that was offensive. And so in the future, now that I know that there is a community out there that is passionate about this, you know, just like I wouldn't say anything shaming about Republicans or Democrats or homosexuals or transgender or political issues, whatever, you know, ethnicities. Just like I wouldn't say anything to offend them if I can handle it, I will be more careful with my words in this regard. That I'll give you that, and I will be. I learned something here. I didn't know. I joked on the thing, and I joke. I mean, that's not going to change, you know. And I'm going to offend you again. I'm going to tell a joke that goes too far again. It's just, you know, if you hate me for it, it's not going to change. But I lost my train of thought again. And that happens quite a bit to me. Let's see here. Anyways, now I think it was really good too. But I guess what I'm saying is that, that's what I was saying. That we'll be more careful in the future. Because I don't want to offend anybody. And, you know, did I take a picture last night of my steak just saying I felt good? Yeah, I did. You know, was that Christ-like? Maybe not. I'm not a perfect guy. You know, subtle about it. It's just for my friend. Only my friends would have seen that, you know. I'm actually not on Facebook that much, and so I have lots of you. If you ask me to be my friend, I'll say yes, because see, my motivation, I'll do anything short of sin to tell somebody about Christ. That's who I am. If that means if you hate me, but someday you go through something in your life or something happens that you can be open to a message of hope, man, you can hate me all day if I get even a sliver of a chance to represent my Jesus to you, which, you know, which makes this whole thing so incredible because, if I seemed happy in my Facebook Live video yesterday, I was, because I woke up and I thought, you know what, I'm going to embrace this. I'm going to, and in embracing it, you know, was I perfect? Did I say some snide things? I'm human. I said the Nazi thing. I did. That was a joke. You know, that's one thing about you know, other sides of the debate. They take something that you say in jest. Any reasonable person because that first video, any reasonable person can see my kid cracking up and to know it was a joke, But yet, the accusations of child abuse were probably they were painful. I have so much fun with my kid. Spent the whole week with her this last week. She loves doing the videos with Pastor Daddy. She has fun with that. And so that wasn't nice. When you Photoshop the face of my kid and put it on a site of example of this is what child abuse looks like, I tell you what, it made my wife come unglued. She ripped her eyes out, and that hurt, it did. You use my 9-year-old to, and like I said, any reasonable person who wasn't looking for a reason to be indignant, look at that video, and at worst could think it was off taste, But anyways, tomorrow, 10 a.m., West Acre Cinema. If you come to cause problems, please don't. If you do, be if 100 of you showed up and protested the church, that would actually be awesome for me. Because here's what maybe you guys don't quite get. The more noise you make, the more you lift me up and have people, you give me their attention. You're attacking me, but you lift me up, I get their attention, and I get to let them know what The Rock is all about. That's a win for me, you guys. It really is. This whole experience has been a tremendous blessing from God for me. Because your hate doesn't really hurt me too much. My kid, when you went after my kid, it hurt. I admit that. But when you hurt my placement on Facebook, it hurts only because it could not expose me to as many people. But through this whole experience, if I had $10,000 to spend on advertising, I couldn't have done what you guys have done for me in the last 2 days. Tomorrow, I suspect that we're going to have a huge day. And not with vegans. I think that a whole bunch of people heard about Rock Church and are going to be curious. Maybe not, but I think the chances are pretty good that somebody who never heard of Rock Church before are going to come and they're going to hear about Jesus, because no matter what I preach on every Sunday, and I'll do it again tomorrow, I talk about my relationship with God. That's what's most important to me. So no doubt there will be some that can pick apart this little video that I'm doing right now and find hate in it. It's not in me. Did I giggle at you? I did, and I'm human. I don't know that I don't. The first video I did that got this all started, I'm gonna do a video like that again. I'll try. I honestly don't see how that. The second one, that's probably a little over the top. I'll give you that. But if that offends you, The Rock probably isn't for you. I probably raised the eyebrows of some of my Christian brothers, and there's a whole lot of Christians who think I'm an idiot for lots of things I do. But what it comes down to is, if you're going to reach people for Christ and expose them to the gospel that nobody else is reaching and exposing to the gospel, you got to do things differently. And here's some of the things that we do differently. This video's getting kind of long now, but whatever. When you walk into Rock Church, well, number one, we're in a movie theater. That's pretty cool. Love being there. I sincerely hope I don't cause them any problems, because I love those guys. They're so good to me, and they're just awesome. But you're going to come into the movie theater, and you're going to walk in. You're going to be greeted by somebody who is smiling if they're doing their job. I've seen they're smiling. They're good people. They're beautiful people we got. By the way, we're a small church. Well, their media department, dude, I'm the media department. Who's the head of kids ministry? Yeah, we got actually a new person who's doing more of kids ministry. We're a church that in the summertime, we can have Sundays of like 50 people, 40 people. We're a little church. When we're doing really good, we'll top out on a normal Sunday when we're not doing a special thing, 120, 130 people maybe. We are a little church. Maybe this whole experience is going to change that. Wouldn't that be incredible? But I love our church. I wouldn't trade our church. I want a cash flow. I love my job. I get to be in the ministry full time. I've been in the ministry 22 years, This is the greatest job on the planet, you guys. I get to do all day, every day, what I would do for free if I could, you know. I'm so blessed. But when you walk into Rock Church, you're going to be greeted by somebody. They're going to smile at you. And if they see that they don't know you, because when your church that little, you kind of know when people, our coffee is right over here. You're going to walk around the corner and the Marcus Theater. We have Starbucks coffee. We've got really huge donuts. They got so big that I went to the grocery store and I said, "Are you kidding me? They're huge." Anyway, they're huge donuts. By the way, I wonder if I should call the grocery store and see if they can't bump up my order tomorrow. Anyway, so maybe we'll run out of donuts tomorrow. But anyway, huge donuts. We have popcorn. Other churches will give you coffee and donuts. Dude, we give you fresh movie popcorn, baby. As you look across when you first walk in the door, there's something there. It's called the free stuff table. On that table is CDs and books and information about the church and all that stuff. Then we're gonna walk down the hall. You're gonna come into the room. And, if it's a normal Sunday in the summertime, there's not going to be a lot of people there. Maybe there'll be a ton of people there. Wouldn't that be fun this Sunday? You're going to walk in. The music is going to be contemporary. We offend a lot of Christians by the contemporary music that we do. But you know what? Church isn't for you if you love Jesus already. At the Rock, church is for people they kind of want to know something more about God, and they're open, and they come, and they become part of a family. Anyway, if you're a Christian, church isn't about you. It's about people who don't know Christ. Because I'm not interested in ministering to people who are going to heaven anyway. I want to reach out to people that without my life, they'd be an eternity apart from God. And that's a very core fundamental belief to me that drives what I do. But you're going to walk in, and the music is going to be fun. It's going to be going. It's going to be, the decibel level will be 85 decibels. I got a meter in front of me the whole time because I don't want to make people mad that it's too loud. So I know God, but it's a full sound. Then we're going to start out with music. The music is going to be contemporary. It's going to be upbeat. It's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes long, depending upon how those songs fall together. Then my wife and I are going to get up there, and we banter back and forth. It's funny. It's silly. We got Christians who say, but they're too irreverent. And, fair enough. That's probably true. But in service, and then one of the things we're going to announce is we're going to say, hey, if you are a first-time visitor here at The Rock, we would like to send you a movie ticket in the mail. So every person who comes to Rock Church, we send a free movie ticket in the mail just to say thank you. And we send out, I probably buy packs of 100 movie tickets 2-3, times a year. Again, wouldn't it be great if that happened all the time? We get a deal on them because I buy them in bulk and they're good to me, and it's a nonprofit and stuff. And, and then we'll do the service, and tomorrow I'll be unpacking this vegan thing. But I think that if you come to the service tomorrow, you can still hate me, but at least you'll understand me, At least you'll understand me. And if you can't, if we can't agree you can be vegan and have wildly different worldview than me, and I can still respect you. I'm really curious about people of how they came to their beliefs, and I've had conversations with people, and I'll tell you, some of the people that I differ with the most in lifestyle are the most loyal to me personally, which is kind of unique for pastors, and it's because if The Rock does one thing well, and we don't do everything well, there's wonderful churches in town, but if we do one thing well, it's this. We are good at loving people and treating them like family who are profoundly different than us, and creating a basis of our relationship that is unconditional love. And we're good at that. I had someone just the other day, been coming to church for a long time, a newer person. When I say a long time, I say a few months. They introduced me to their mom. Hey, this is my mom. And they introduced me as, this is my pastor, he said. And I'm like, dude, you've been coming for a little while, and you're already addressing me as my pastor. This is really neat. So then we get together for coffee. It might have even been the next week. And he says, my kid is here, and let me focus, honey, all right? She wants to get on camera, but I said this one's a little more serious. He made me lose my train of thought. Oh, yeah, okay. We're out for coffee, and he sits down, and first thing he says, well, Pastor, I don't even know if I believe in God. Really? I pegged you. I figured you've been going to church for years. Here I thought that I'd finally gotten a Christian to come to church and become part of the church, because that's how churches grow. Because when Christians become part of your church, they start giving right away. And so that's just, so maybe this is, and they're beautiful. I don't know I don't look at the giving of people. And so I don't know if they're giving it or not. But anyway, he sits down. I don't even know if I believe in God. I was like, really? And do you know how exciting that is to me? That here's a person who has been coming to church for less than a couple of months, okay? He's been coming to church for less than a couple of months, introduces me to his mom as this is my pastor, right? And we sit down for coffee so I can get to know this new wonderful guy. And he sits down and he says, I don't even know if I believe in God. That's awesome. That is so awesome. So, if The Rock is good at one thing, it is that we are good at loving people who are profoundly different than us. Republican, Democrat, gender differences, whatever that might be. We're not perfect, okay? I don't control everybody, and like my mouth can move faster than my head thinks, but we do a better job than most at loving people who are profoundly different than us. We do. If there's one thing that we do, well, it's that. And so, which is why it's ironic that I would be just blasted because you go to any, if there's one thing that defines us is our ability to love people different than us, and then I just get like a blowtorch, man. So I'm gonna wrap up now, but let me just say one more time. If you are a vegan out there, I would love to have you as a part of our church. I truly would. I'll buy bean burgers all the time. I will not mock you. I will not be teasing you in tomorrow's service. If you come tomorrow to Rock Church, I will make every effort and communicate to my people and encourage them to make every effort as well, that you would be an honored guest. And I mean that. You don't have to believe me if you don't want, but you look in the bottom of my heart, that is the truth. If you come tomorrow and you are a vegan, you will be an honored guest. I will buy those bean burgers, and nobody, Randy's going to be he likes being the grill master. He's going to go out there. By the way, I think I'll need some help, by the way, church people, because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We're going to be ready for more people than normal in case they come. But if you come tomorrow, you will be an honored guest. If you are a reasonable vegan, I am sorry that there are some in your community make you look bad. There are some in my community, when I say clergy, they call themselves pastors, who make me look bad. And I'm mad at them for it. And you know who Jesus was the hardest on was the people who acted righteous themselves. And he was brutal with them. And so matter of fact, I have a relationship with the guy now, but one guy was saying how he was preaching on a street in a way that was condemning, you sinner, blah, blah, blah. I got mad at him. I chewed him out. I hit the table and I walked off, and we're friends now, and because I got so emotional, because you see, that's not how my Jesus talked to people that didn't believe in him. That's how he talked to religious people, but not people who were sinners. I don't know why I quote, we define sinner as somebody who sins. I'm a sinner. Cleansed and made righteous by Christ. That's our message. So if you are a vegan and you come to church tomorrow, if you come to protest and cause problems, I'm not. If you yell out in the service and try to distract, I hope you don't do that. It's not going to help your community. What it will do though is embolden people against you. That's why I don't be shameful. But anyway, I'm really optimistic it's not going to happen. I don't think anybody's going to come to be ugly. At least I hope not. But if you're, and if you come tomorrow, truly you will be an honored guest. If I can apologize for the Nazi thing, that just came out. That was tongue in cheek. I don't think you're Nazis. All right. I just, is there a part of the vegan community that is infinitely more militant than I ever imagined? Yeah, that's the truth. But and was my post about Wilbur burning in hell over the line and raise the eyebrows of even reasonable people? Yeah. I hear you, and I won't try to do that in the future. That said, I'll make a joke that offends somebody again. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen, and So, anyways, Rock Church, love you guys. This experience has been awesome. I don't mind people hating me at all. If there's one person that maybe hears about the difference Jesus made in my life that wouldn't have anyways, you have no idea how joyful that is to me. As a matter of fact, if we got 100 people to come out to protest in an ugly way, and we call up the news station and they come out and they film you, you're going to feel like you did good because you got the news to come out. But you are helping me. For $50,000, I couldn't advertise to the good that would do for me, So the more noise you make, the more it helps me. And so I see this as a really positive thing. I got to be on the radio for an hour yesterday, talking to an audience that overwhelmingly agreed with me, I got more messages coming in, but I just can't read them right now. So this whole experience, when I left Devil's Lake yesterday morning, I came back to Fargo early. I had some pastor friends around me, and they'll tell you I was giddy. I was absolutely wired because I knew that I was going to get exposure to people, and if they dig under the surface with me, they're going to find my relationship with Jesus, and that's exciting to me. So, you guys, I just thank God for this whole experience. It's nothing. Sometimes when people come at you, Satan crucified Jesus, and he thought he was winning. Well, he had no idea. And I think, I'm not saying you're like Satan, please don't think that. But, people attacked me thinking that they were going to hurt me. But the reality is, I couldn't have bought this for $50,000. I pay money to advertise the church on Facebook. I've never had videos blow up like this or the attention I've gotten. So this isn't a bad thing for Rock Church. Don't pity me at all. This is actually pretty awesome, and which I probably will make some people mad because they were out to hurt me. But that's the thing. It's. Rock Church isn't for everybody, and so that's how it is. I'm going to sign off now. Rock Church, I love you. My Christian brothers. No, we're not going to do that. Elizabeth wants to do a face thing. We're not going to do that on this one, though. All right, I can do that. See, now she's pretending to cry again. I'm going to Photoshop that and make it look like child abuse.
No, my nose was stuffed.
Okay.
And surprisingly, I did it at the right moment.
Yep. If I failed to take the high ground at any point, I apologize. If you come tomorrow, vegan, please come as an honored guest and hear what I have to say. Know that I'm not going to argue with you. I just don't do that. Rock Church people, I encourage you not to get involved in a tit-for-tat argument. It doesn't do any good. Some people, that's all they want to do. Just give me a moment, or this, or all right. But my brothers and sisters, this experience has not hurt me. Don't worry about me. It has been awesome, really awesome. And so thank you, everybody who loves us so much in heaven for us. And tomorrow, I wouldn't it be awesome if we just got our butts kicked tomorrow? If we had so many people come tomorrow that we just didn't have room. I could seat 275, okay, in our theater. We've never been close to that, We're a little church. That's the thing, man. All of this for Little Rock Church. Just a church plant, 6 years old. No budget to speak of. No media department. Just a dude and his iPhone trying to be funny to get his church people not to forget about him over the summer. Anyway, God bless you. Love you, even if I don't know you, because my Jesus loves you, and I love what he loves. And so that's, even if I don't know you tomorrow, I can honestly say I love you, because it's really not, my Jesus loves you, and I love what he loves. And when I love on you, the Bible says that it's like I'm loving him. And so even if you are wildly different than me. So appreciate you guys. Bless you. Love you. We'll talk to you later.
You're loving him because you're obeying him. You're obeying what he says because he says to love others. It's actually one of the 10 Commandments.
To love others? Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Well, like,
love your neighbor as...
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Which actually isn't one of the 10.
No, but like, you can split the 10
Where is it?
Commandments into 2.
Yeah, that's...
love God and love others.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Bless you guys. Love you so much. And if you're joining in late, I'm going to post this. And truly, I hope that all you vegans see this. Because hoping it's an olive branch. I told you to stay off. Bye.
It's the end.
Okay.